G'day traders, welcome to the Trading Room blog for Thursday the 31st of May. So I've got the daily chart up here. Here's this little green candle here that we're referring to. It's pretty much the same situation that we've been having for the last week or two, and that's that we're in seller's territory. We're definitely below resistance, resistant level up around here, around 1355 area. But we have hit a bit of a consolidation period, so getting a bit of a sideways market. So we're not looking to break any sort of significant areas. So it's a day where we're prepared to go both ways and really do expect the buyers and the sellers to have a go at some stage in the day, and that's exactly what happened. As far as this blog here, what I want to do is always start off with the 5-minute chart and go through the 5-minute chart and really kind of explain give an opinion of the general relationship between the buyers and sellers and what was happening within the different trends, and also go over the 5-minute auto trades from the 3 trading room systems. And then what we'll do is flick over to the 1-minute chart and take you through the PowerPoint and the power fade setups. And also you can see these little arrows here. They're pointing to significant swing low, swing high areas, which we use for the power fades. But they also represent significant areas that you could definitely trade with. Also PowerPoints, bullets, definitely worth chatting about every day. Anyway. So you can see here, end of the month, as of Thursday 31st of May. This is currently where the systems are at. 2 from 5 for the 5-minute system, 7 from 9 from the PowerPoint system, 1 from 2 for the power fade system. So overall, some great results. I mean, we started this only about a week and a half ago, so this certainly wasn't the entire month. So we're starting a new day as of Friday, so I'll get rid of these results and start new results for June, and that's what we want to do for each month. As for the 5-minute charts here, so we've basically got 2 signals, this one here and this one up here, so I'll go through those as we approach them. So start off the day, we started to push down, we broke through this bit of a support area here that we made in the pre-market, so it's quite evident that the sellers are having a bit of a go to start off with. At this stage here we pulled back, so it's an area where you could expect the markets to get a little bit more of a bounce and look for the predictive to cross up and maybe force it up a couple more points. In this case, looked like the sellers were quite strong, so there's no 5-minute sell coming up here, and they basically didn't retrace for long and then pushed lower. It was around this area here where we started to bottom out, and all the other markets really started to show signs of holding, and like there was a bit of a change in trends coming. So I mean, that's not really confirmed until we push up here, and you can see this candle here, we've broken up through this bit of a swing high area here, so that kind of confirmed the upside. But there were signs that was coming by watching other markets. What we're seeing is the other markets before there, yes, really starting to push through those significant resistance levels. From there, we've got this bit of a pullback here, and then it's kind of launched itself again in an area like around here. Got a very high chance of pushing through, basically because you can see we've broken the area first of all. So what that's done is give some momentum to the buyers. They've come back and then held this area and then pushed again, so we have a very high chance of it going higher. And then what we're looking for is it potentially going to the next swing high area on the markets, and that's up around here. So that's exactly what the markets here. We pushed up a little bit of a pull back here, but eventually did get back to those original cash market highs. Sorry, just taking a step back, I missed that 5-minute signal. So this here is a 5-minute fade, so you can see technically the signal is pointing to the downside, saying 5-minute sell, but clearly here the moving average, it's pointing up. I suppose it's not really clear, but it's definitely pointing up. But what's very clear about the situation is that price action was definitely on the upside. We've broken up here, we're coming back, we're looking to break up again. So this sort of trade here, it's definitely a buy situation. Wouldn't want to be selling there, and one that easily pushed through and got the point. So a buy set up there, and that's considered a 5-minute fade. So like I said, we got back up to the cash market highs up here. From here, this became a bit of a testing area, or a 50-50 area, I suppose. There was something that we looked at as far as on the power fade on the downside, which I'll get to in a sec, which did fail there, and then from there it became quite evident that these buyers were trying to start to hold again. We popped up here, and here we got a 5-minute buy. So again, this signal is certainly in an area that's a little bit extended. But one thing going for it, it did have the gap just below it, so it was sitting above the gap, had the gap acting as a bit of support. So it's always great to have your stop out below that gap, and believed it's an area where potentially the market could go back and touch its highs. It was either going to come down to its lows, or sorry, this swing low here, or get back to the highs. So in the end, it has pulled back a little bit, and but has gone to the highs. So the overall area, certainly a buying area. I mean, the buyers definitely got there, but unfortunately, it did pull back, and that particular area would have been stopped out, but before going higher. From there, again, we've got some significant momentum here. Again, we've broken through a swing high level here, and then just to finish off the day, so this is well past 3:30, so not looking at much past here, because what tends to happen is a few things like this out of the blue where the market will shoot down or something like that, just as it tends to sort itself out. Last half an hour and the first half an hour always seem to be areas that are a little bit unpredictable at times, as traders are sorting out the positions for the day or for the next day. So I wouldn't take too much of this into consideration. I would be finishing up once this market starts breaking higher and seeing that as the end of the day. So over to the 1 minute chart. Quite a few setups on the 1 minute chart. So what we've seen here, so here's this original downtrend. So PowerPoint set up here, so we've got 1, 2, 3 at least PowerPoints on the one side, being up hitting a fourth, but then waiting for the market to bounce and get a continuation of that trend. So you can see it pushed about 9 ticks down, so there's some value there, and then it's popped up and then gone down again. I've marked this as a swing high, so you can see all these arrows marking significant swing high, swing low. So what we do is mark those areas, then when the market comes back to them, they're quite valuable trading areas, as long as you can either, I guess, take them as power points to bounce or power fades to push through. It really depends on what the market action is doing, and especially what the other markets are doing as well. So I'll talk about some of these areas here, but this is basically the first significant area. You can see we popped up and pulled well away from it, so I marked that, and if the market comes back, I'm certainly interested in having a look at it, which is this area over here, which I'll talk about in a sec. From there, we've pushed down lower. Again, we popped up and then pushed down again, so this forms another area. Would have been very interested in getting some sort of power fade, because all the other markets at this situation here we're showing signs of pushing up. Taking this power fade on here, which would have worked at this case, it's very aggressive. So it's one that prepared to take a few losers as well as winners. So yeah, it did work, but what we'd rather see is it come here, kind of test the area, just jump back a little bit and then go. Pushing higher, so this here is power fade setup, so quite significant. So what's happened is it's come back and tested this area, it's just pushed through, so it's getting some momentum and causing a shift with the buyers. Then we've come back, and then we've launched again on the upside. So this power fade here, a lot of value and a great chance of pushing through, and it came right at the same spot as that 5 minute fade entry over here on the 5 minute chart. So a double signal there, really showing that these markets want to head up. From there, we've got 1, 2, 3 consecutive power points on the one side. A strong uptrend there, looking to catch a bounce down and then get a continuation, which is exactly what happened here as well. Just going back to the swing low, so you can see I've marked another swing low here, but in the end, no significance on the market, because we never came back. If we started pushing down here, depending on what the other markets are doing, it could be a significant area. Also going back to this one, sorry, I should have mentioned too, as this market's pushing through here, if you look at the other markets, the Russell and things like that, you'd see that this same area, for example on the Russell, was quite strongly pushing through that same swing high area. If you mark it with some lines or something like that on the other chart, you can get a really good gauge as to whether other markets are with you and offering support. So something like this, both these points, the Russell was really pushing higher. So market's pushed up, we've got this bounce off the power point here, so it's pushed higher. Marked a significant low area there too, so if the market comes back and tests that, certainly have a look at that. We can see we've bounced up here, broken new highs again, so this is again creating momentum on the upside. Mark this as swing high. I don't think it didn't come back and test it, so it's not valid. But then we've come down, and you can see we have tested this area here. So basically they've bounced right on the support there, pull back. So there would have been a power fade down here. So this one, again, as far as the automated system is concerned, it triggered an entry, even though the actual setup, was one that as a discretional trader, not really confident, because the fact is we've had a power fade here, power fade here, both those working. What we're asking is the third one to work, and this is also an area where potentially the market could hold and push higher. But the thing about automated setups is you really got to go with them, even the ugly setups, and over time, they'll work. So today, 2 setups, but so this one here, this earlier one here worked really well, and a lot better looking setup. This one here, it's ended up turning and pushing back up and would have failed. But the thing about it was the other markets were supporting the downside there, some of the other markets were pushing lower. But just the fact it was the third power fade, so 1, 2, and there was a third here where we got the entry, but it hasn't even gone through the power point. That's how quickly it turned around. From there, we started to push higher, got a little bit of a bounce off this area, and then pushed higher again. So mark that as a significant lower if the market comes back. Eventually did, but it's very late in the afternoon. And then here you can see we've pushed higher, and again just finishing with a bit of momentum on the upside, which was pretty much there from just before lunch, 11 o'clock onwards. The buyers were certainly in control. So that's a wrap up for the Thursday. We'll keep on doing this every day, and basically just bringing to you the relationship between the buyers and sellers, and trying to understand a little bit more about price action, as well as looking over the automated systems and showing the value within having those systems that where you get automatic entries and hopefully take out a little bit of the human emotion that's involved with trading. So I'll speak to you guys Friday.